Warning, this review comes with creepy Halloween facts. Let's jump in. About the Midnight Club. At a hospice with a mysterious history, the 8 members of the Midnight Club meet each night at midnight to tell their sinister stories and to look for signs of the supernatural from beyond. A new horror series from Mike Flanagan and Trevor McNancy, Intrepid Pictures, The Haunting of Hill House and Midnight Mass. You'll probably have seen those by now, and is based on the creative work of best-selling author Christopher Pike. Creepy fact 1. In California, it's prohibited to wear a mask in public on Halloween unless you have a permit from the local sheriff. And if you're still watching, thank you so much. Don't forget to kiss the subscribe button, jump scare the hell out of the bell, and scratch the like button. Let's carry on. The story, filming, and acting. Okay, so there are 10 hour-long episodes, and to be upfront, I wasn't sold on the story at first. This is where expectations come into play. I expected a mystery in the house with these 8 kids who are dying, and that is what you get. But for the first 5 episodes, really, the Midnight Club meets and tells scary stories, and we get to see this as a viewer. In fact, these stories take up large chunks of the episode. So what we actually get is an anthology horror series wrapped up in a mystery, which is great, but if your expectation was not that going in, it might take you a while to settle into the series once your expectation adjusted. Creepy fact number 2 for Halloween is that in Germany on Halloween they tend to hide their knives. Once your expectations is adjusted, I think you'll see this series for what it truly is, an exploration of death and all that holds. What does death look like? How do we die? When we die? What is after death? And if you know you are dying, how do you handle that? That is all explored within a hospice that has secrets within itself, and as a viewer we get to experience this through 8 different dying teens. Firstly, let me say, the acting 90% of the time is wonderful. You can't help but be on their side because they are dying. This series really takes its time with characters, some more than others for sure, but this gives us even more feels when one of them dies. That's not a spoiler, just look at where they live. Some characters will take some time to warm up to, but this is done on purpose. Others you won't trust, each have their own story to tell, which is often told cleverly through their ghost stories, which is ingenious when you think about it. How to build backstory for a character cleverly in a horror anthology mystery story. Creepy Halloween fact number 2, well, more movie fact. Disney's Hocus Pocus was almost named Halloween House. The good, the bad, and the ugly. There are some amazingly creative, scary shots, and these are done by the camera panning left or right, and the scary thing that's there, or not there, or at the corner of your eye, you just catch it as the camera cleverly passes by. Or the camera will zoom out or zoom in slowly, and you'll get something that's revealed within the plot or the story, and those moments are excellent. So that is the good. And when it comes to the bad, it's the forced jump scares that sometimes the music will even let you know that's coming. It'll go, ooh, and then go, ring, and then you see the scary thing and you're like, oh, come on. Or it'll be a forced jump scare that will make your heart beat so loud, but it isn't actually scary. It's just because the music has gone so loud, ding, and then there's a scary faced person there and you're like, come on, that's not creative at all. And so you have the 2 juxtapositions, creative and non-creative. And then for the only ugly bit, that's for me personally, you may love it, there is a story that one of the kids tell that is detective and noir. And the language is written like that to be a detective old-timey story. And for me, this just didn't work. It wasn't necessarily the way they gave it. I think it was the scripting itself for that particular story. I just didn't feel it. It just wasn't there for me. It didn't draw me in. I didn't like the character moments in it or the motivations, the way they were directed perhaps to deliver it. And you know, that's from my limited experience of being on set in film. What do I know? It's just what I felt at that moment, and I have to be honest as a reviewer. Creepy fact number 4. The largest known gathering of witches ever was in Spain, later Sort. There was 1,607 witches that gathered. And you can guess why. The emotion and my final thoughts. Okay, so you can never quite tell with Netflix series, especially the long hour-long ones, anything that's over 6 episodes, you can't quite tell whether it's going to be good. Normally Netflix give an idea or a little bit of substance. They give you 6 episodes and then they go, okay, let's see what you can do with that. But because it's Mike Flanagan, obviously there is some trust there with the Bly Manor and the House on Haunting Hill, all of those that he's done before Gerard's Game, which is fantastic. Obviously a lot of trust. I went in thinking this is going to be absolutely fantastic. And I have to say it was. The emotion was there for the characters. I bought into how they felt, what it feels like to be dying. I felt their plight, and then I felt their horror as the story progressed. It left me wanting more, and so I'm hoping that we do get more, because I want more from these characters. Those that are left alive, you'll have to see for yourself. No spoilers, but I loved it. It was a great ride once I adjusted my expectations as to what this is. I'm going to give this a solid 4.5 Nicolas Cages, pushing that early 5 out of 5.
Plus I was horny.
Let me know your thoughts down below. Thanks so much for watching. Here are other Netflix series reviews. Most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.